So here I got this Gaems G155 case that I got from a thrift store, and as you see I put a different screen on it because the old one was absolutely trash. Don't worry, it's been demoted to just a regular old desktop monitor, and I am looking to mount a standard not standard, but a micro ATX motherboard to it. So what I'm thinking, I'm gonna just move these. It's hard to do one-handed. Okay. Motherboard right here. Battery here. And as for the LCD controller board, that screen actually came from an old HP 15 notebook laptop. It's a 15-inch 768p screen. And it takes 12 volts, which is nice because it'll be easier to power using a 12 volt battery. Speaking of which, I plan to mount like somewhere right about here, and this, and maybe having the controls right up around here. And I'm probably gonna mount this right around here, which will give just enough room for the HDMI cable to bend, and around this corner here, and get to the graphics card, which I'll probably have laying down right around here. So I'm basically kind of planning this as I go. So first things first, I'm gonna mount this thing way back here, and using a piece of sheet metal and some motherboard standoffs to use those mounting holes. And thinking this piece of sheet metal will do. It has just the width of it, but this part needs to be flattened. I think I have just a tool for that. Easy done with the hammer and brick. Okay, now you just gotta mark. Alright, so then marked where I'm gonna cut here. And now alright, so that's that piece cut out with the Dremel. And as for the burrs on here, after I'm done cutting out the mounting plate for the motherboard and all that, I think I'm gonna get to that after. But for now, if it's this, I'm gonna put the actual plate mounting screws to the more toward the center, and just have motherboard standoffs on the corners, so that we can get to that. And we just mount this upside down and have the cable pretty much in a tidy spot here. And as for this, I mean, here's just a screw hole here, and there. I mean, really, I could just get away with mounting it straight to the plastic, but I'm going to do the motherboard next. Now, the size of a standard ATX board is usually around 9.5 by 9.5 inches, just like that. And so right around here, I have it marked at 10. And once I get the Dremel and cut further enough down to the base here, I'm gonna flatten this out, and then I'll make this a 10 by 10. Spark show, by the way. Yeah, I need both my hands. Alright, my Dremel ran out of battery, and that's what I got done so far, and I went to find this to use the tripod while my battery was charging, which we're at a full charge now. Don't know how well you can see that. Yep. Okay. Now. Alright, so I got this flat enough. The mounting screws for this thing and the standoffs should pretty much do the rest from here. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. Standoff screws. Yeah. And as for the mounting screws, it'll probably be like around each corner. Alright, now we drill a hole for the standoffs. And since I don't think the threads of these standoffs will grab into the plastic very well, which is why I'm using these fan screws for the middle holes to mount it, since they grab into plastic a lot easier. And since the standoff is a little small to mount it like this, I'm not using a second one. So I'm going to mount it a little more like this, which will twist the cable a little bit, but I don't think it should be a problem. Okay, my camera died. I'm putting in the standoffs and screws. So this is as far as I got. Here's the clearance. And as for these, this is an anti-sag bracket, and this is the PCI mount bracket for the graphics card over here. Yeah, it's gonna screw into here and get held up by here. And also, as for the bottom part of the PCI bracket, I'm gonna cut out holes for this audio port and the USBs. We'll be holding that part of the bracket. Okay. All right, so that's the audio port holes drilled out, and now I just need to Dremel off the rest of this part for the USB and Ethernet. Alright, so far the clearance is good enough. Yeah, GPU will mount right there. There's no room for the screw right there, and I'm not drilling a hole there. Here's the support bracket, and for this I'm going to drill a hole right about there. Alright, so I got the hole here, and if I put the screw in, it won't be holding the graphics card, so I'm gonna need a washer for that, and I think I'm gonna make one from here. Alright. Cool. Alright, as the guy in shorts and sandals said, this ain't going anywhere. Oh. Ah. Get off. Clips. Unclip. Okay. Yeah. And also, now that I'm finished with the mounts, I realized I forgot I am not using this motherboard, which means this was unnecessary. I should have just cut a square out for the I/O shield. I'll do that one later.